बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। अस्सलामु अलैकुम। आज मैं बात करना चाहता हूँ इकोनॉमिक सिस्टम which developed with the passage of time in the present world and which are working in the present world. There are two systems governing the world, governing the states, governing the governments of the world, and governing the societies of the world. This one system is the capitalism. Capitalism, Adam Smith was the founder of the capitalism, was the thinker who gave and who defined the capitalism. And world is now working on the capitalism. In the present world, almost in the whole of the world, in some different shapes, capitalism is working. Capitalism is a system, economic system, which has no emotions, no spirits, no humanity, no pain, and no consideration for the welfare or for the destruction of others. According to this system, everything in the world is a marketing instrument that can be purchased. World is a market, as a whole world is a market. Everything in the world can be purchased with the resources, with the money. And money makes money. As when someone starts the business, he invests $1 billion, and if he get 100% profit in his business, he will get $2 billion in some certain days and certain period. And if someone start his business with 1,000 rupees, he will get 2,000 rupees. And if someone has no money to purchase, no resources to purchase the instrument, he will have to die. There is no mercy, there is no humanity, there is no morality, there is no pain, there is no respect, and no, one should say, have any concern with other person. He is dying, he is hungry, he has no resources, and he will have to live. But the businessmen, the investors, the capitalists, they will get their profit at the cost of the lives of the others. They will exploit them. They will pay them small wages. They will get their duties at a maximum required time, which will give them the profit, give them the benefit. They will extort money, and they will extort labor from the lives of the other peoples. And strongest person, the biggest investor, will get the big profit. This is a system which is full of exploitation, full of blackmailing, full of oppression, full of depression, full of one should say, the destruction of others, have no pain for others, have no morality, and have no human approaches. Because everything in the world is a marketing instrument, and the person having the money, having the resources, have got the power to purchase it. Everything has some value, and the person who has the capacity to pay that value, he can purchase that thing. Everything is purchasable. Justice is purchasable. Favor is purchasable. Some post is purchasable. Some government is purchasable. Some certain favor is purchasable. This is the thinking of the capitalism. The other system which is working in the world and for which the human beings sacrificed millions of lives, that is the socialism. Socialism is the financial aspect of the communism, which became an opposite of the democracy and opposite of the capitalism, which is it is competing with the capitalism. And human beings sacrificed millions of lives to save themselves from the exploitation, blackmailing, oppression, and humility and cruelty of capitalism. They introduced a new system. Karl Marx was the man who he is founder of this economic system. He said that the whole of the bad thinking, whole of the bad in the world is due to the capitalism, because there is no humanity. He said there should be no private properties. The children should be the responsibility of the state. The state will give the protection, give the food, give the dresses, give the environment for upbringing, to give education to the children. All persons will get the needs and necessities of life according to their capabilities, according to their stature, according to the contribution in the society. This system was opposed with all the resources by the capitalism and the democratic world. Communism and socialism was opposed. Socialist society formed after revolution, in which millions of lives were destroyed, and people sacrificed their lives. Millions of the people sacrificed their lives for their betterment, for their rights, for the proper wages, and for the social securities. The system came in Russia. In the 1917, a revolution came led by Stalin, Lenin. Then Stalin took over and he implemented this system, the capitalism in Russia. The whole of the world boycotted Russia. They boycott the trade. They boycott the diplomatic relations. They boycott the traveling, they boycott the literature, they boycott the resources, and they boycott in every aspect to stop the way of the communism. But unfortunately, Russia, in this pressure, started aggressive posture. He occupied many countries of the world. He made arms and priority to get safety from the other world. He made and spent billions and billions of dollars and all the energies on making the weapons to make their armed forces strong. They occupied many countries of the world, and the world became afraid of the USSR, the United Soviet Socialist Republic. Other country which have communism, that was China. In China, there also came revolution, and in this revolution, millions of people died. They sacrificed their lives, and they also introduced communism. But China was not such an aggressive, because the world was fighting with Russia, and China obtained the space to survive and to flourish, to get the technology, the civilian technology, the manufacturing of electronics instruments, and the manufacturing of vehicles, the manufacturing of computers, and manufacturing of other industrial instruments. This made China a progressive and advanced country. And though Russia was very advanced and have modern and sophisticated technology, especially in arms, but they spent their energies in fighting with the other world. And ultimately, they can't face the pressure, and communism in China, in Russia, get to its end. Now, in Russia, there is public-private partnerships. There is again capitalism in another shape. China also modernized its system and allowed the private economy, allowed the other companies of the world to invest. And now, in Russia and China, USSR, and this war lost its existence, and Russia is the country which inherited the legacy of the USSR. Many states, almost more than a dozen states, were created out of USSR, and now Russia is the biggest state, and Russia is a powerful state, and it is now also running a system which is based on capitalism in another shape. In China, it is also capitalism. But now the capitalism is also going to fail, because the states are fighting with each other for the resources, for their interests, and for getting power, and for usurp the resources of other states, and to create their monopoly in the manufacturing, in the marketing, in the business, and in the construction sectors. this have divided the world, and there are clashes and wars. And in coming future, I am looking the destruction in the world. If we have to get out of these clashes, we have to adopt another system, which is mixed economy. Mixed economy is a system that to some extent, to some limit, private properties may be allowed. And capitalism should be allowed to work, but the property limit should be fixed. Social security should be given. Due to the fear of socialism and communism, the Western world gives social security, the old age benefit, the unemployment allowances, the free education, the free health, and the security of life. In this way, now we have to work on another system which is called mixed economy. We have to give the social securities to the people, to the workers, and we have to also fix the limits of the private properties to check the exploitation, blackmailing, corruption, lootings, and plunderings by the rulers, by the ruling elite, by the top bureaucrats, by the top politicians and journals in the world who are leading the governments, governing the countries. And they are making money through corruption, through looting, through blackmailing, through black marketing, through smuggling, and through money laundering. By exploiting, by using their power. To check this looting, this corruption, this malpractices and corrupt practices, there should be some limit on the private properties. It can be 2 million, 2 billion, 5 billion, 10 billion, not more than that. And there should be the social securities. The state should fix a limit, and the properties above that limit should be confiscated, and that resources should be used to provide the security, social securities to the people, to the basic needs, to the homes, to them, to provide them the old age benefit, to give them old age benefit, unemployment allowances, to provide them free health and education facilities, and to provide the children free health and education facilities, and provide them free transport. This is the objective of the welfare state, and now we have to work on this system.